I'm Patrick. Welcome to a special edition of Wildcat Rolling. On today's show, we will take a close look at classroom meetings and find out how these special times of community help teachers and students create a positive classroom environment. Classroom meetings are times when academic work is set aside so that a class and teacher may sit down together to discuss items of common interest. Classroom meetings are held on a regular basis. Some classes hold them every day. However, most classroom meetings are held once or twice a week. Regardless of how often, if they are not part of the student's weekly routine, they may lose interest. Most meetings for the intermediate students last about 20 to 25 minutes, and for primary students, they may last about 15 to 20 minutes. Classroom meetings are conducted in a circle. When it is time, the teacher invites the class to come to the meeting. The students usually sit crisscross on the floor. Some classes may sit in chairs. With practice, most classes can form the circle in under a minute. Now let's watch a real class get ready for their classroom meeting.
Okay, class, come to the circle for our class meeting. Tab, can you just go really quick?
Classroom meetings begin with the giving of compliments. This helps create a friendly environment for the students. All students have a chance to say a compliment, but they may pass if they don't have one to share. It's best if compliments are specific. Now let's go back and listen as students share compliments with one another.
Hey, welcome to our classroom meeting. And, we always start our classroom meetings off with compliments. Who's got a compliment that they would like to share? Dawson, we're going to start with you, and we'll go to your right.
I like to thank Matthew because he's always improving and always turning in his math homework or anything on time.
Good job. Pass. I would like to thank his car because one time I was really not feeling good because I woke up feeling dizzy, and she just the whole day because I couldn't go home, and she just was sweet to me. She wasn't yelling at me but even though she won't ever do that, but she was just giving me and she was kind.
That's very nice.
Thank
Michaela.
you. I would like to thank Kimberly for making me laugh at lunch yesterday.
All right.
I would thank Crystal because she's always talking to me whenever we have to go back to class because we were doing St. Neutral. So then she always talks to me so I don't have to be alone.
Nice. Christabel.
It's kind of like what Kimberly said. I want to thank Kimberly for walking with me from safety patrol in the morning and in the afternoon.
And Chris?
I'd like to thank Alex for helping me make sure my science packet was right.
All right. Very cool. Gabe?
I'd like to thank Arturo for always going to group with me, and when we go to group, he always makes me laugh, and when we are at group, we always have fun, and then sometimes Miss Maxwell will let us play games, and me and Arturo always get along when one of us wins or one of us loses.
All right. Thanks.
The agenda book is the guide for the meeting. During the week, the agenda book is available for students and teachers to record any topics they may need to discuss. Students may record an idea, a concern, or a problem they would like to discuss. If the student writes down a problem, the student should have tried to solve it himself or herself before putting it in the book. Let's watch as the class goes through the agenda book.
All right, thanks for sharing compliments. It's time to go to the agenda book, so I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Carr. What do we got, Mrs. Carr?
All right, this week we have, let's see. Someone won't let me play kickball during recess, and that's from Tyler Carney. Tyler, do you want to talk about that?
Yes.
Okay.
Andrew, every time I want to play kickball, he always says, get lost, and you can't play with us.
Is that true, Andrew?
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you want to do about that, Tyler? What do you...
I want to play kickball.
You want to play kickball? And is there a reason you're not letting him play kickball with you?
Yeah, because I don't want him around.
You just don't want him around. Is there anyone in the class who can think of some solutions that we can solve this problem? What do you think, Devonna?
I think they can just like work it out, talk about it, and Tyler C can tell Tyler B, Andrew B, how he feels about not playing, and they can like try to play one game together and try to be friends.
Tyler can tell him how do you feel when he won't let you play, Tyler?
Sad.
You feel sad about that? And what do you think about that, Andrew?
That it's bad.
That you just... Okay, what some more solutions? Christopher.
If you don't want him to like play on your team or be around, he could be on the opposite team.
Okay, he could be on the opposite team. What do you think, Gabe?
I think that during each week they can both have their own days that one can't play kickball and one can, and it switches around the other day, and it goes back, then switches them back.
Okay. Well, let me ask, who in here likes when they feel bad? Who in here likes to feel bad? Do you like to feel bad, Andrew?
No.
Well, then why do you want to make someone else feel bad? Maybe you don't? Maybe you can realize that hurts his feelings. All right. Tyler, did you like any of the solutions they had?
Yeah.
What do you think you're going to do?
I like Christopher's when he said that we should be on opposite teams.
Should be on opposite teams if you can't solve it. So maybe first, maybe you can talk to Andrew, let him know how you're feeling, let him know that it feels bad, and maybe Andrew, you can kind of realize that makes him feel bad, and maybe you didn't know you're making him feel bad. And then if that doesn't work, you can just play on opposite teams, just walk away. Okay.
Are you willing to try that?
Yeah.
Okay, you're willing to try that? That sounds good. The thing I like about these suggestions is that they're respectful of each other, right? That's one thing that we definitely want to be, is respectful of each other. All right, do we have anything else in the agenda book?
We do. We have one more thing from Garrett. He wrote, someone is being bossy with him. Garrett, you want to talk about that?
No, we've already solved it.
You've solved your problem. How'd you solve it?
We solved it by kind of talking it over, and we kind of realized how
Who was
I
it with?
feeling. It was Alex.
Alex, you solved it. You talked about it and came to... All right, good. Excellent. I like that, solving your problems.
It is important that any solution decided are respectful to all involved and are reasonable to carry out.
Sometimes there may be nothing in the agenda book. In meetings like this, the teacher may use the time to discuss something of interest or in concern to everyone. During this time, the class may do an interesting or fun team building activity. This could also be a time for a short social skill activity or role playing.
All right, so we just went through the agenda book. We solved the problem, and we found out that some students had already solved the problem, which I think is great because, you know, when you solve your own problems, it shows that you're growing in maturity, shows that you're growing up, and that's really what this is all about. Hey, time to move on to something fun, right?
Yes.
It's time for Student of the Week. Who are our 3 candidates for Student of the Week this week?
This week's 3 outstanding candidates are Jacob. Jacob for helping some pre-K off the bus. He did a wonderful job walking them to their class. Thank you, sir.
Very nice.
Tyler Nunez for staying after in lunch and helping the maintenance staff clean up. Thank you for that, Tyler. Great job for doing that. And then Andrew Douglas for getting 10 AR points this week. Went above and beyond. Thank you, Andrew Douglas. So, okay.
Here we go. Drum roll, please.
Ready? Tyler Nunez. Yay! Thank you, Tyler. Okay, so this week you can move your desk anywhere you want in the room. All right?
Once all the agenda items are completed, or all activities are done, the teacher thanks the students for their time at the meeting. Some classes close the meeting with high fives and silent cheers, or something fun. Finally, the teacher announces the time and date of the next meeting.
All right, so that's it for today. High five your neighbor and say, have a great day.
Have a great day.
One last caution. Teachers who use meetings to deliver punishment generally experience failure or loss of interest from their students.
Lastly, here are some tips for a successful meeting. Pick a consistent day and time for your meetings. Keep the meeting short and focused. Do not use the meetings to control your students. Use the kids' ideas as much as possible. Treat all members as equals. And finally, be a problem solver. And do not allow blaming. We wish you the best as you use your meetings to help your students grow in the areas of personal responsibility and maturity.